Ready. Play.
All right, let's get over to the women's draw. The first one, of course, will not surprise anyone that we're going to talk about is Alex Eala against Eva Jovic. She's also Alex in the same section as Sabalenka. It's a couple of matches away though, so nothing for Alex to worry about initially, because next round, if Alex was to win, would be Navarro or Chen. I actually think there's been a couple of tournaments like this for Alex recently where she's just got some 50-50s. And in Rome, for example, she came on the right side of those 50-50s in her opening 2 rounds. She's got... Maybe I'm being a bit optimistic for Alex, but if she gets Navarro or Chen in the second round on clay, that is a 50-50, because Chen and Navarro are nowhere near as menacing on the clay as they are on the grass or the hard courts, and that's the same for Alex, of course. But then that's something for you not to worry about in a way. In fact, she had the same thing in Rome when she played Wong. Wong would be desperate to have that on a hard court. Eala would go the same in a way, but because Alex has maybe made 1 or 2 little improvements on the clay, it's like, do you know what? Let's do this on clay. You know, if you're Eala against Wong, maybe you're going, let's do this on clay, because they did play on a hard court, of course, earlier this year in Auckland. Anyway, I digress. Jovic and Eala have never played each other before, but they are, of course, good friends off the court. Does that have any bearing in terms of their friendship off the court?
No.
Sometimes it does, but actually Alex seems to put that out of her mind. I've seen her play Zeynep Solmez, for example, close friends, but they're fine when they play each other. Same with Mboko as well, and I think they get on well. But yeah, I don't think it'll have too much of an effect, right?
No, it shouldn't. If anything's going to have an effect, it's going to be yesterday's result for Jovic, where she did go up against Navarro in Strasbourg, and it went 3 sets, or she forced a decider, and Navarro just came out and totally hit Jovic off the court. And
yeah,
in part with that, it was Jovic wasn't able to, I don't think she really had a clear game plan. And that was a surprising loss, to be honest. Maybe that's just because I haven't seen a lot of Navarro, and she just stepped onto the surface. So maybe a little bit of just, just unsure of kind of the result there. But that's something, if you're Eala, you're looking at and you're saying, okay, she's coming into this with maybe, not the best mindset, maybe from a tactical standpoint.
True, and of course it was in Strasbourg, as close to French Open conditions as you should probably get on the tour, at least the main tour. Regarding Eala, I mean, basically for her, during the clay court season, and it might well always be the case, you win some, you lose some, and that's exactly how her, and that's fine compared to last year when she was losing 4 and winning 2 matches. This year, I think she's won 4 matches on the clay. She won 1 in Linz, and then she lost in the first round. So she won 1 in Linz. She won 1 in Madrid against Pavlyuchenkova. That was a nice draw. She won a couple. So I think she's won 4 matches. The loss she had in Strasbourg, yeah, that was a 50-50. Eala, I think, had her chances in set 2 in particular when she comes back from a double breakdown, and once she's back on serve in that second set, you think she's going to win this in straights, but ultimately goes down. Jovic, though, in terms of her form, as you highlight, she had an okay run in Rome. You know, she beats Townsend and Kessler in straight sets. That's decent. And she pushed Goff, you know, one of the favorites for the French Open.
Probably should have won. Yeah.
Yeah, and probably should have won. I think I heard she was doing well, wasn't she? I didn't see the match, but she was doing well against Coco and pushing her, right?
Had a few match points. At least one.
Oh, really? In the second set?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
Serve
that.
for it.
Wow. Okay. So really, it's this loss that she had in Strasbourg that's sort of setting her back a bit, because she won one match and lost another. That's okay. I mean, Jovic and Clay, again, is probably
it's
not
early in the process.
Yeah, it's early in the process, much like it is for Alex as well.
But I will say that match for Alex, I think she can hold her head high. I mean, that's a tough clay quarter to go against.
Yeah. I just thought that was yeah, it was still a mere 51-49 in Alex's favor pre-match.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean with Olenakova on the clay, but actually, Alex can often, she loves to do some of those moon balls and stuff like that. But actually, Alex is quite good at taking that on the rise.
Agreed.
And she can even perhaps step in on that a little bit in terms of also even just taking it out the air. That would be, I've seen that tactic. It's a fun tactic. When you get a moon ball and you got a player that confident, I think I've seen Ostapenko do this, actually take a drive volley. Take it on the drive volley. And if you get that first one right, you know, that takes the wind out of the sails from your opponent who's thinking, oh my goodness, they're not afraid of my moon balls. But it also, and Eala actually did have some success, particularly in the first set, with taking the moon balls on the rise from her. And yeah, I just think that really she's got to win that second set. And actually, there was one other factor, which is also going to be important for Alex. She's young, but I still think there's an area of improvement in terms of her fitness. And she's going to be she's someone who already is because of her nature, but also because of her game. She's going to be in 3-set dogfights throughout her entire career. And she gets those back-to-back, and they eventually catch up on her. And we see her in rounds 3 or 4 or quarterfinals or whatever, and the strapping appears. And again, Olenakova was blowing in the second set, but she goes off and takes a break at the end of the second set, understandably, and actually comes back a bit revitalized. Alex is actually the one who in the third set physically is going down. So that is something still. And I heard the commentator, I think it was John Horn, on the commentary, was actually saying that she had made some steps forward in terms of fitness, and that may be the case, but I think there's another step forward to take. There's other areas of a game, and we know about those holes in the other game, the serve and stuff. But again, that will always be a weakness. I actually think the fitness could, and it will probably come with age. Actually, you know, you're in tennis, your peak fitness actually gets better as you get through your 20s, rather than in other sports where actually 18, 19, you're ready to go. In tennis, we've seen it with Sinner and Roland, for example, on the men's side. Actually, they get a bit better as they get older. Jovic too, as well, in particular, is probably the best example of that. Anyway, what are we going to do here? I'm probably leaning, despite that loss, I'm leaning Jovic.
I see it pretty close. I think a lot of people will lean Jovic. I'm liking the lefty matchup if you're Eala.
All right. Yeah, sometimes I forget about that with Alex. There's so many other things going on that I forget about that.
I know.
Yeah.
But it should be good. It should be a good one.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from. I'm sure many of you are tuning in from the Philippines. If that is the case, do let me know in the live chat where you are in the world. Maybe you're in other parts of the world. Maybe you're in the US, maybe you're in the UK, maybe you're in Europe or other places that begin with the sound U. Of course, we are here to commentate on Jovic against Eala. But there's plenty of other tennis going on as well elsewhere. So we'll be keeping across all of that. I'm going to share the scores with you on the screen. Because the tennis is about to get underway, 11 a.m. local time. Let me know where in the world you are, and also let me know the time of day there. I think in Manila, maybe it's about 5 p.m. Could be wrong on that one, but I think so. Got some interesting matches as well. Muller against Tsitsipas will be on later on. Of course, we've got Emma Navarro against Janice Chen as well, getting underway any moment. Do let me know your predictions as well. So as we await Jovic and Eala to come on court. They're not on court yet. They are playing on court 14. Looks close to full. I wouldn't say 100%, but about 80% full, this small stadium. So I'll keep an eye on Janice Chen against Emma Navarro as well. Okay, just a little warm applause there. I don't know if that's the players on court. No, not yet. What have we got going on there? What time is their game? It's going to be getting underway in a few minutes. Joy Dasco, 8812. Please, can you hit the like button? And if you haven't already done so, Joy Das and Policar, if you could hit subscribe, that would be amazing. Also get voting in our poll. So you are from the Philippines. Are you in the Philippines as well? Going to share some scores with you on the screen from yesterday. Emerson Jones going down in straight sets to Iga Swiatek. Rybakina winning in straight sets over Jovic as well. Gael Monfils' French Open story has come to an end after a 5-set loss to Gaston. Humbert winning the all-French affair with Manarino in straights. Rinderknecht beating Rodionov in straight sets. Svitolina, in arguably match of the day, winning 7-6 in the third against Bondar. Anisimova through in straight sets. Paulini beating Yastremska in straight sets, and Mukova beating Zakharova in straight sets. So maybe a couple of dark horses for the title there in Mukova and Paulini. Shelton winning in straight sets as well over Merida. And you're in the Philippines as well, are you? Cool, cool, cool. The players are on court. The coin is being tossed by Thea Finca, and it's Eala has won the toss and chosen to receive. It was interesting that she didn't necessarily have it clear in her mind. But also interesting that she's chosen to receive. So what happens now, for those of you tuning in, I'm not sure, they warm up for about 5 minutes, and then the match gets underway. In the meantime, get involved in the live chat and let me know your thoughts. Favorite today? Jovic a marginal favorite. The 18-year-old, currently ranked 17 in the world, just one short of her highest ranking of 16. I think at some point in her career, probably not too far away, she will make the top 10. But clay is not her best surface by any stretch of the imagination, but then it's not the best surface for Eala. 3 minutes. Good afternoon, Antonia. Antonia, can you hit the like button for me, please? And also hit subscribe on our channel if you haven't already. That would be amazing. We have 30,132 subscribers. And it would be great to add a few more to that tally. Eala practicing some volleys at the net. We expect to see her at the net too often today. This is the umpire. She's German, but she's speaking French right now. And this is the first round. There is Joan Bosch, the coach of Alex Eala. So yes, Eala won the toss and chose to receive. As we also welcome fans of Janice Chen and Emma Navarro who are keen to watch and keep up to date with that particular encounter. I will also be giving you regular updates on Chen and Navarro, and of course, Alex Eala against Iva Jovic. Legally, we are not allowed to show the matches. Emma Navarro and Janice Chen have got underway with Emma Navarro serving first. There you go. You can see the Emma Navarro, Janice Chen scoreline. 15 all on Emma's serve. Emma, of course, coming off the title win in Strasbourg last week. Maybe somewhat surprising run there. Just going to get myself some water. It is a very, very warm day in Central Europe. I can tell you that now. These ladies are going to have to endure temperatures in excess of 30 degrees C. That is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Navarro is 40-30 on her serve against Chen right now. I do make Navarro the warm favorite in that particular matchup. Mainly because of her heroics in Strasbourg last week. Medvedev against Walton, and Medvedev has got to save a couple of break points already. Cilic has held against the Frenchman Kwame. Vekic is serving first against the Frenchwoman wildcard Tubello. Okay, Eala and Jovic starting in any moment. Do make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't already done so, please do hit subscribe. Okay, first game. Iva Jovic will serve first because Alex Eala decided to win, after winning the toss, decided to let her serve first. Okay, Jovic to serves down the tee into the backhand of Eala, who's returned it pretty well. But what a forehand winner that is from Iva Jovic. Struck pretty true. $15 all. Double fault there from Iva Jovic. Misses the first serve, does Eva there as well. Good shot striking here from Eala with some good depth. And the forehand from Jovic goes into the net. 15-30. So a good start here for Eala thus far in these first 3 points. She's won a couple of them. Navarro has held serve against Janice Chen. Okay, 30 all. Are you in Manila, Antonia? And are you also in Manila? Joydasco 8812. Oh, good attacking play there from Eala, and she's going to have a break point in this opening game. Emilio here is supporting Jovic. Forehand return from Eala's got really good depth on it. She's in charge of this rally to some extent, although there's excellent depth there from Jovic too. The rally continues. It's pretty difficult to know which way this one's going to go. Can Eala put this away? No, she can't. Jovic is defending pretty well, but Jovic is on the run again, having to defend again, but she's defended it. Can Eala put this one away? No, she can't. That's a great shot. I think Jovic is going to win the point from here. She is with a drive volley, turning defense into attack. Incredibly there. The American teenager. She was on the back foot, big style. Meanwhile, Emma Navarro has 3 break points on the Janice Chen serve. So anything but an ideal start for the Indonesian. Chen saving the first of those break points. Eala has had a break point here on the Jovic serve, but wasn't able to take it. And it's an ace down the tee from Jovic to give her a game point. Do make sure you hit that like button, everyone. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. Okay, second serve here for Iva Jovic. 4 minutes on the clock. Eala ready to pounce on that return. And that forehand's going to go long from Jovic. The return was a little short from Eala, and so Jovic saw an opportunity to attack. But her forehand went long, so it's deuce. Thank you for the latest person who just hit subscribe. That was much appreciated. Okay, a forehand here from Jovic is going to clip the net and bounce back on her side. So it's another break point for Alex Eala. Meanwhile, Emma Navarro has broken the Janice Chen serve already. She leads the Indonesian by 2 games to love and is actually up 15 love on her serve as well. Okay, second serve here for Alex Eala to pounce on potentially. It's a good backhand return, but really good depth from Jovic despite being on the back foot, and we're back to deuce. So, deuce. Forehand here from Jovic is going to be a winner. So a game point for the American once again. Game point, Iva Jovic. Served on the tee, backhand return. It's a good forehand there from Alex Eala. Oh, and the forehand from Jovic goes into the net. So we are back to deuce. In a game that's seemingly lasting a long time. In fact, so long that Emma Navarro and Chen have almost completed 3 games in the same period of time. Misses the first serve, Jovic. See lots of people voting in our poll. Who will win, Eala or Jovic? Well, Eala has 87% of the vote. I think that's probably more fandom than expectation, but... Okay, forehand here from Jovic. Forehand now from Alex Eala. Good depth from Alex, but the rally continues. In fact, we're arguably at neutral. What a forehand winner that is from Iva Jovic. She's unleashed one of those already, and now here comes another one to give her yet another game point. So it's done the tee, backhand return. Forehand from Jovic into the forehand of Eala. Again, Jovic forehand is pretty big. Eala lofting that ball up, and it's going to go long. And eventually, Iva Jovic holds. 1-love. The American leads. Off the court, these two players are good friends. Today on the court, of course, they have to be enemies or at least opponents. Thank you for the latest person who just hit subscribe. That is much appreciated. Oh, Navarro is at deuce against Janice Chen. So 2-love and deuce on the American serve. Good to have so many of you watching right now. Please hit that like button. And if you haven't already done so, please do hit subscribe. We have recently surpassed 30,000 subscribers. Okay, Eala serve, love 1. Forehand here from Eala into the forehand of... Oh, what a blistering forehand from Iva Jovic. Love 15. Emma Navarro does get from deuce to holding there. So 3-love, the American leads. Look at these winners from Iva Jovic. 6 off her racket so far. 3 very memorable forehands. An ace down the tee from Alex Eala. Yes, you heard me right. An ace from Alex Eala. On clay at the French Open. Okay, forehand return into the backhand of Eala. It's a good forehand angle that she's found. That's going to land out. I think it is. Yeah, 30-15. So 30-15 here, Eala serving. Down the tee, but this time she misses the first serve. Chen and Navarro are changing ends, so a little sit down in the searing heat. Forehand return is pretty meaty from Jovic, and Eala goes long with her forehand, so 30 all. Eala had a couple of break points on the Jovic serve. Okay, Eala to serve down the tee. Backhand return goes into the net. Given how Jovic is hitting her forehand today, you'd imagine where possible, where natural, Eala will avoid that forehand. Janice Chen has a pretty meaty forehand of her own, although she's not showing it too much at the moment today as Navarro continues to dominate. Eala goes long with that first serve. Forehand return is pretty good from Jovic, but there's decent depth there from Eala. And that's going to land out. And so Alex Eala holds a lot more comfortably than Jovic did in her first game. Jovic's first game lasted a good 10 minutes, whilst Eala's just held in 4 minutes. Chen under a lot of pressure right now on her serve. She was love 30. It's now gone to 15-30. Okay, Jovic misses the first serve. Eala stepping inside that baseline now, ready to receive the second serve. We've had a double fault already from Iva Jovic. But that backhand return from Eala is going to go long, 15 love. Second serve once again for Eala to look at. Ooh, Tabillo up a double break on Myshak. Look at that forehand from Jovic doing the damage once again, 30 love. Popperin up a break on Svida. Vekic up a break on Tubello. Uchijima up a double break on Claire Liu. And Chen has a game point to get us to 3-1, so she's on the board. Jovic here serving 1-all 30 love. Good serve down the tee, but Eala's equal to it. But that's a nice little angle that Jovic has created, although she's on the back foot here. But what a backhand that is down the line. Jovic showing that she's pretty strong off both wings there. 40 love and 3 game points for Jovic. She is striking that ball so well today at the moment, Eva. Giving her 3 game points here to get us to 2-1 at the change of ends. Meanwhile, Janice Chen is on the board. She's held serve, and so she's at least avoided the double break deficit. Good serve there from Iva Jovic that Eala can't deal with, and Jovic holds to love as she settles nicely now into this match, which is 16 minutes old. They will sit down for a breather and a change of ends. They are on serve. Emma Navarro leads by a break. She's up 3-1, 30 love on Janice Chen. Elsewhere, Claire Liu is trying to get one of those double breaks back, if you like, against Uchijima. Uchijima's 30-40. Uchijima's 3 love, 30-40. as Emma Navarro edges closer to a 4-1 lead. Ultra has saved that break point, by the way. So 3-love deuce there. Vekic leads to Bello 4-1. And over on the men's side, we have Tabilo 5-1 up on Myshak. Greek Sport and Arnaldi are 2-all. And Popperin leads Spider 5-2. These, of course, are all in the first set. We will have last year's beaten finalist, Arina Sabalenka, taking the court against Buzas Monero in about half an hour from now. How far from Manila are you, Joydasco? And Joydasco, I do hope that you have hit subscribe on our channel. Next stop, 35,000 subscribers. Lovely forehand winner there from Alex Eala. Matching Jovic in terms of forehand ball striking there. I would say, actually, the quality so far has been pretty high. I heard Kazatkina, of course, talking about her match with Zeynep Sommes, which I was paying close attention to yesterday. And yeah, the quality wasn't great. And understandably, I agree with Kazatkina that the heat can have that effect, and you just got to come through. I'm not sure in the Philippines on what channel you can watch it, Joydasco. Let me have a quick look. Backhand up the line into the backhand of Eala, which is going to be sliced. We're still into the rally here. And in fact, Jovic is going to miss that forehand. So 30-love. Maybe Dazan? Dazan? D-A-Z-N? Or maybe Be In Sports? Oh, Eala had a chance to pass Jovic there, but she hit that wildly long and wide. So 30-15. Meanwhile, Navarro is up 4-1 on Janice Chen. How far is Cavite City from Manila? Okay, Eala misses the first serve here. So 30-15, second serve for Eva Jovic to look at. Forehand return is very good from Jovic. 30-all. So Eala's second service game. Is she going to face her first break point? We're about to find out. It's 30-all. Eala serving here. 1-2. Okay, backhand return. Now it's on the forehand of Eala into the backhand of Jovic, which is going to go just long. So 40-30, game point, Alex Eala to get us to 2-all. In a fairly evenly matched contest thus far. Some interesting attire in the crowd there. We've got some cowboy hats, but they are donning the French flag. Good serve down the tee, but we're into the rally here. In fact, Alex Eala somehow put that backhand into the tram lines and we're at deuce. Navarro leads 4-2 on Chen. Janice is just held. Good forehand return here from Jovic. She's in charge of this rally. She's going to get her first break point, ladies and gentlemen. Some good, aggressive, attacking tennis there on the forehand side from Eva Jovic. And it's going to be a break point for the American. 22 minutes on the clock. Good serve out wide. Eala on the forehand here. Comes into the net. Is she going to put this volley away? Yes, she is. Really good, confident tennis there from Alex Eala under pressure. Deuce. Good decision to come into the net. I'd like to see Alex come into the net a bit more often where possible. I don't think she's the best volleyer in the world. But that did the job. Deuce. Good forehand return there from Jovic. Another break point. Stay away from that forehand where possible. Chen, 2-4, 15-30. Let first serve. Good serve down the tee, though, from Eala there to get us back to deuce. So 2 break points have been saved from Alex Eala. Clutch play from the Filipina. Deuce. Backhand return here. Now it's on the forehand of Eala into the backhand of Jovic, which is hit well across court. Eala trying to find an angle there. And it is an angle that's going to help her win the point because Jovic is going to go long with that backhand. So a game point now for Alex Eala. Deuce. Meanwhile, Navarro here, 4-2 deuce as well. So Chen just starting to get into her groove a little bit and potentially get back into this first set. Navarro 4-2 deuce. The forehand of Jovic. Alex Eala going up the line into the backhand of Jovic. Staying on that backhand probably quite wisely. But now she puts the forehand winner away. Alex Eala game point once again for the Filipina. We've got a break point for Janice Chen on the Emma Navarro serve. Down the tee, backhand now from Eala. Good depth on that backhand, but really good depth also from Jovic. A drop shot from Eala is going to go out. That drop shot from Alex looks very uncomfortable and often ineffective as it was there. Deuce. Chen breaks back. Well, well, well. I did not see this one. If anything, Nevada was looking like she might go up a double break. And now Chen and Nevada are back on serve. Chen will serve at 3-4 when they return to the court after their break. Second serve here for Jovic to look at. After that first serve hit the net and landed out. Forehand return from Jovic into the forehand of Eala, which is pretty big, but Jovic is defending it. Can Jovic defend this? Yes, she cannot. Game point for Alex Eala. Jovic got there in good time, but wasn't able to get enough purchase on the ball to get it over the net. So game point once again for Alex Eala. She saved a couple of break points as well. And she's going to miss that forehand up the line, so we're back to deuce. Yeah. And the umpire does confirm that that landed out. The German umpire. Égalité, she says in French, which means equal, or in tennis terminology, deuce. Okay, Eala will be keen to get a first serve in. Goes down the tee, of course. Now, the problem here Alex has is this second serve, which I think she would like to go down the tee with, but then you risk a double fault. And if you go into the body, then you've obviously got the chance of a run around forehand. But she does go down the tee, a little bit of a risk there, but she does pull it off. Now we're into the rally here. Forehand from Jovic into the backhand of Alex. Forehand again from Jovic is going to be a winner. So a third break point in this game for Iva Jovic. Is it going to be third time lucky as we approach the half an hour mark in this encounter? That ball just a bit too short from Alex, and therefore it was attackable. And Iva Jovic on the forehand side took full advantage. Break point number 3. Eala misses the first serve, goes into the net on that one. So a second serve here for Iva Jovic to look at. Again, she'll be keen to get a forehand on this if she can. Backhand return it is, though. Forehand from Eala. Oh, good depth here from Jovic. Now she's got a short ball, but she doesn't quite attack it well enough, but she's got a huge forehand. There she does attack! 3-1 Iva Jovic. Third time of asking, she breaks. Exactly half an hour on the clock, and we've played 4 games on court number 14, which is full. And it's 3-1, so first blood for the American. Meanwhile, Emma Navarro has a chance to restore that break advantage she had over Janice Chen. She has 2 break points on the Indonesian serve. Should she take one of these next 2 points, she will be serving for the first set. Jovic serving at 3-1. Sabalenka and Buzas Monero will be taking to the court in about 15 minutes from now as the finalist of last year opens her campaign. Tabillo's won the first set over Maishak by 6-1. Greeks-born Arnaldi are still on serve. Popyrin has beaten Svider, Popyrin has won the first set over Svider, 6-3. And Jovic here serving 3-1, love 15. Uchijima had 3 love, by the way, double break, but it's now just the 1 break of serve advantage over Claire Liu. Chen saves the first break point, so it's 30-40. Oh, good drive volley there from Jovic, but Eala defends it just about, but ultimately too easy in the end for Jovic with that backhand volley at the net. 15-all. Chen saves another break point. Well done, Janice. And now she has a game point of her own. Okay, 30-15 here for Jovic to consolidate that break advantage that she has. 30-15, 3-1. And Chen is held for 4-all. Well done, Janice. Good forehand winner there from Jovic. Not for the first time today, I'm saying that. Her forehand has been electric thus far. I think it is, forehand winners already off the racket of Eala Jovic, which is just sensational. She misses the first serve here. So it's going to be a second serve for Eala to look at. Block the turn from Alex. That forehand's going to land in, is it? Yeah, what a good forehand winner is up the line from Eala, 40-30. Taking a leaf out of her opponent, Eala Jovic's book there. $40-30. Game point, nevertheless, still for Eala. First serve goes into the net. So a second serve here for Eala to look at. 34 minutes on the clock. Good serve down the tee that Eala can't deal with. She puts the backhand into the net and it's 4-1 Eala Jovic. Meanwhile, Emma Navarro serving 30-15 4-all. Of course, Navarro was leading 4-1 in this first set, but Chen has reeled her back into 4-all. 4-1 is the deficit that Eala has to try and retrieve in the first set against Eala Jovic. They are sitting down, trying to keep cool with ice towels around their necks. In fact, you can see Eala there with an ice bag on her head. As they try and keep cool in these searing Parisian temperatures. Well in excess of 30 degrees centigrade and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, let's just check temperature Paris right now. 29 degrees centigrade. I'm going to check what that is in Fahrenheit. $84. So not quite 100. I didn't quite do my maths right there, but nevertheless, getting closer to the 100 mark. And Navarro here, 4-all, 30-all. Good morning, Jake. 2-hour drive from Cavite City to Manila. Okay, so quite far, Joy Dasco. Adam Walton is up a set on Daniel Medvedev. Good winner there from Eala to get to 15-love. Vekic has won the first set over Tubello. Uchijima has restored that triple break advantage and will serve for the first set over Claire Liu. And Janice Chen has a break point now on the Emma Navarro serve. Lovely forehand winner from Eala Jovic today. I've said that about 2,400 times already, and I don't think that'll be the last time I'm saying it. But what about this for a turnaround in the Navarro-Chen match? Because Navarro was leading 4-1. It's now 4-all, but Navarro has saved that break point. Okay, Eala serving here at 15-all. And that's the second ace of the day for Alex Eala. The first one was down the tee. And now she's hit one out wide. So 30-15. As Janice Chen has shown, a 4-1 deficit is not everything. Popperin upper set on Spider. Tabillo upper set on Myshak. 8 minutes away from Sabalenka, Buzas, Monero taken to the court. Good return there from Jovic to get us to 30-all. Huge forehand return, that one. That forehand has been fire thus far, causing Alex all sorts of trouble. I think this will be going down the tee. Yes, it is. Backhand return into the forehand of Alex. Oh, she's just missed that backhand cross-court, Iva Jovic. So we're going to have a game point here for Eala. Unsurprisingly, she's been pushed on her serve in pretty much every service game. Mind you, she's applied a lot of pressure to the Iva Jovic service. None of Jovic's, well, just one of Jovic's holds was comfortable. I wonder how much Eala will regret that first service game. That forehand is too good, Deuce. That first service game that Jovic had. So Eala wins the toss, chooses to receive, and is a 10-minute hold that proceeds for Iva Jovic. But she does hold. Saves a couple of break points in the meantime. Eala going big on that backhand. Now she's going big on her forehand, but Jovic is still hanging in there. Just hanging in there now with a moon ball, but Eala takes it on the rise, but it's not good enough, and the forehand from Jovic is really good. I think there might have just been a brief apology there from Eva, so maybe she mishit one of those shots. For example, that maybe that was the moon ball. And it's going to be a break point now for Iva Jovic to push herself extremely close to winning this first set. Thank you for everyone who's hit the like button. And also thank you to our new subscribers. Please do hit that subscribe button. Eala here, 1-4, break point for Iva Jovic. Misses the first serve. Chen has another break point on the Navarro serve. Good morning, Jane. Octopus out of sorts today, indeed. But Rublev and Hubie. Hubie in particular is a surprising win for me, especially I think it was comfortable, wasn't it? 4 sets over Munar. Jovic's forehand is lethal right now. She puts that away and leads 5-1. Navarro saves another break point against Janice Chen. So they're at 4-all and deuce. A very early morning as well for Jane. I think it's just coming up to 6 a.m. where you are if you're still in New York. By the way, Jake, big anniversary today in the history of Manchester United. And we're going to have a couple of nice videos coming out regarding that anniversary. Okay, Jovic serving for the first set at 5-1. Navarro in a real dogfight in this game with Janice Chen. And she's going to have a game point, is the American. Oh, double fault from Iva Jovic. I think that might be 3 double faults now from her today. So love 15. 42 minutes on the clock. Averaging around 7 minutes a game, these two. Albeit that is, of course, with a few changeovers involved. So probably more like 6 minutes a game. But still. And Navarro, huge hold there for Emma. Second serve here for Eala to look at love 15. Backhand return from Eala, who's got good depth on it. And Jovic goes long, love 30. Eala has threatened the Jovic serve, but has yet to break it. Is now the time. Time being called in the Chen-Navarro match as they return to the court. Chen serving to stay in the first set at 4-5. She was 4-1 down, wins 3 games in a row, but Navarro saves a couple of break points to fend off the Chen charge. Okay, Jovic here serving at love 30, and she's missed the first serve. So a second serve here for love at love 30 for Eala to try and get one of these 2 breaks back. Backhand return from Alex into the forehand of Jovic, which is once again doing some damage. 15-30. Yeah, Joel. Layla losing to Parks. 6-4, 6-4. I saw Layla had one of her legs strapped up, so I hope she's okay physically. Okay, 15-30 here on the Jovic serve. Misses the first serve down the tee. Now, in my mind, Eala hasn't been doing enough on the second serve, actually, today. I think some of those kicks or higher bounces have caught her out. Double fault again from Iva Jovic. Jane here promoting memberships. Consider becoming a member of Talking Tennis. It'll improve your vocabulary, make your hair shiny, and your home more energy efficient. Thank you very much, Jane, for that promo. And maybe you should be writing our promos, because that's better than most of the stuff I come up with. Okay, 2 break points here for Alex Eala. Not her first break points of the match, but I think the other ones came in single file. Oh, look at that forehand. No, it's gone out, has it? No, it's just landed in. And Eala's going to dispute this. Eala's disputing this. But it's been called in. 40-30. Eala's not happy with that. The umpire came out of the chair, gave it a look, said no, it landed in. Eala said no, it landed out. Umpire said no, it landed in. In, out, shake it all about. I think there's 2 marks. And the umpire has chosen what Alex believes to be the incorrect mark. But it is still another break point. But yeah, that could be significant. I mean, Alex gets the break here, and suddenly we're at 5-2, and you know, she then holds and applies a bit of pressure to Eva once again. But anyway, she still might get the break. Of course, she's got a break point here. Jovic to serve. Doesn't get the first serve in, so that's a chance. But like I said before, Alex not doing enough damage on these second serves, in my opinion, thus far. Can she do some damage here as we get to midday? Jovic serves. I thought the double fault might be coming, and in it came. Another double fault for Iva Jovic, and we've got one of the breaks back for Alex Eala, so 5-2. Meanwhile, Janice Chen. 4-5, love 15. Jane also highlighting our wonderful merchandise, which can be yours for a very small fee. T-shirts and hoodies and hats and books and mugs, of course. So do check that out. It is the link is in the description below. And if you want to become a member, that is actually pinned in the live chat. There it is. There's also emojis, which you can use if you do become a member. Good win for Rublev yesterday, by the way. 4 sets over Busa. It did kind of go the way I thought. That I think Rublev is playing some good tennis right now. And I just thought that for Busa, that's a really it's a tough first round for Rublev, but it's a really tough first round for Busa, especially coming just 48 hours after winning the title in Hamburg. He could have done with his half of the draw being played on Tuesday as well as Monday. But sadly, because his half of the draw was told to play Sunday, Monday, it meant he had to play Monday. We'll see. We'll see, Martin or Matteo. Matteo thinking that Busa made too many unforced errors yesterday. There you go. But Jane giving a slightly alternative view. Run around forehand return there for Jovic. Now it's on her forehand once again, which she is absolutely loving today. Now she's on the backhand, though. Eala dictating this point, but Jovic is still defending. And it's a forehand error now from Eala. Ray here, desperate for a Chen win. Please, Chen, says Ray. By the way, everybody watching right now, please hit the like button. And please hit subscribe. Minimum requirements. See, look at those second serve points won for Jovic. Almost 50%. For me, she should be not winning that many. Eala really struggling on her second serve. Forehand error there from Jovic. 15 all. Set point, Emma Navarro. 30-40. Janice Chen serving. And of course, if she was to get the break here, she'll be serving first in the second set, will Emma? Not been a good week for Emma so far at the French Open, with Raducanu being bageled en route to a first-round loss against Solana Sierra. Okay, we're watching here Eala as well, who's going to go up 30-15. But can Navarro take this set point? She does! Emma Navarro wins the first set by 6-4 over Janice Chen. She has taken a huge step towards a place in the second round. What about Jovic and Eala? Well, Eala's serving here, 2-5, 30-15. Misses the first serve down the tee. And we know just how vulnerable Alex has been on the second serve thus far. The problem Alex has is, of course, with her second serve, the run around forehand is still very, very possible. And she's actually gone into the forehand on this serve, which I think was a mistake. But there we go. As it is, she's on the back foot in this rally, and it's now 30 all. So, Jovic, 2 points away from winning the first set. It is on the Eala serve. Jovic was serving for this first set, but a double fault on break point meant she was broken. Ooh, a wild first serve there from Eala that missed by some margin. So, a second serve here for Iva Jovic. Indeed, Osorio did beat Alexandrov. I don't think that was a huge surprise. Backhand return is going to just miss. But we are going to check the mark. But it looked to my eyes that it did miss. Yeah. So 40-30, Alex Eala. Hit me, Jake. Hit me. Would have been appropriate for... Yeah, it would have been, I guess. But he held on. Jake, I'm very disappointed that you didn't respond to my Manchester United comment earlier. So Navarro wins the first set over Janice Chen by 6-4 and will serve. Mehdi gets the break. Does he okay? Eala here with a game point. Wow, huge forehand from Alex, and it's won the point and therefore the game. 5-3. Look at this. Jane here celebrating 39 months as a member. Thank you for the French Open coverage, she says. Much appreciated as well, your support. Be cool. Become a member and be like Jane. Click that link pinned in the live chat. Oh, when you say retire, I thought you meant retire in the 5th set, like because he was injured. I don't know. I mean, you might be right in terms of the other 2 slams. But he might, because he's French, he might get them. Do you know what I mean? Because there's obviously going to be sort of one French wildcard at Wimbledon and the US Open, presumably. Oh, love 15 here on the Jovic serve. So Jovic for the second time trying to serve out this set. The first time she was down 15-40, wins the next point with a marginal call and then double faults. Eala here applying some pressure to her good friend serve, as she has done pretty much throughout the set. There was one game that Jovic held to love. Second serve here as well at love 15. There was one game that she held to love, but the rest were all nip and tuck, including the first game of the match, which was a 10-minute epic. Backhand return here from Eala. I do feel as though her backhand returns haven't been too good today, but that was a good one. Drop shot here from Alex is going to be too good. The drop shot, which doesn't look aesthetically pleasing, at least was extremely effective there. It's just because she doesn't like to take her hand off the racket, or both hands off the racket. Anyway, love 30. Is he playing in Moldova next week, Jake? Or are you teasing me? Okay, into the rally here. Good forehand there, though, from Jovic. Is she going to take this out the air with a drive volley? She is. 15-30. So Jovic here serving 5-3, 15-30. Backhand return into the forehand of Jovic. Backhand Jovic cross court. Forehand from Eala up the line. Now on the backhand of Eala again. She's playing some really aggressive tennis here. She should win the point from here, but actually Jovic is back in the rally right now. And it's a wayward forehand from Alex Eala, who seemed to lose patience there. And so it's 30 all. Jake still ignoring my Manchester United comments. Greeks boy Naldaldi into a first set tie break. I mean, Medvedev should be beating Walton on clay. I mean, not Medvedev's a clay dog, but okay, backhand return here from Eala, 30 all. Now it's on the backhand side for Alex. It's just a really good backhand up the line. And it's going to help her win the point and therefore have a break point. Eala really starting to settle into this match right now. She was 5-1 down. And now, if she wins this next point, we're back on serve. Oh, and a second serve here for Alex Eala. Forehand return from Alex. Oh, that backhand nearly went long from Jovic, but it didn't. Oh, and she's won the point, though, thanks to an aggressive forehand that Jovic couldn't deal with. And we're back on serve, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, on serve. Now, what about Chen and Navarro? They've just began their second set. It was a lengthy break after that first set. Navarro serving first. She's love 15 down. What about some of the other matches around the grounds? We've just hit 30 degrees centigrade as well now in Paris, and I think it'll creep up a little bit more. Thank you for the latest people. We just had a couple of people hit subscribe. Please, everyone, there's a subscribe button just below the screen. Do please hit that. That will be much appreciated. Look at this. And as soon as you hit subscribe, you will see this number, which currently reads 30,137. You'll see that tick over. And you can do a little dance and know that you have made a difference. You will be 30,138, but to us, you'll be much more than a number. And there you go. Somebody just hit subscribe. That is much appreciated. So, Eala here serving at 4-5. Players back on court. Solskjaer has indeed done it. Eala going just too long there with the forehand, so love 15. Navarro has 2 game points on Janice Chen here at 40-15. Sabalenka has held serve for 1-love in the opening stages of her match with Buzas Monero. Oh, good return there from Jovic. Once she gets her forehand on those returns, Alex is always in trouble. And now Alex is in trouble once again because it's love 30. Jovic has not had a set point yet, despite serving for this set on 2 separate occasions. But she's been 2 points away, and she's 2 points away again. This time it's a backhand return from her. Eala with the forehand into the forehand of Jovic. Stay away from that forehand where possible. And Eala's going to go long with the backhand. Love 40, and we are going to get some break points. Sorry, some set points for Iva Jovic. Love 40, and we're going to get 3 of them in succession. I tell you what, Sabalenka Buzas Monero, I do agree with Nick. I think that might be a trick. Listen, I think Sabalenka's prevailing, but I don't think it'll be comfortable. What a backhand return that is from Jovic. Jovic should win the point from him. She does. And wins the first set by 6 games to 4. I think she has just been slightly the better player, particularly in terms of her aggression and her winners. And it looks like she is going to change her racket, or just at least give her racket to her coach. Don't know if we're going to be having a moment off court for either player. No. I think Jovic is going to sit down and Eala is going to sit down. So this second set should be proceeding pretty soon. But we had situations where Jovic was up and leading this match, but Eala reeled her in. And yes, we are going to be doing the Mboko Eala doubles match tomorrow, so please do join us. Emma Survivor at 9870, watching from Manila. Please do hit that like button, and if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe. Eala getting 67% of her first serves in. But look at those second serves percentage one for Alex Eala. Just winning 29% on her second serve. Meanwhile, Navarro under a bit of pressure on her serve at deuce. Gonna have a quick look around the grounds. Got a game point now for Emma Navarro. So we've got Walton leading Medvedev by a set to love, but Medvedev is leading 4-1 in the second. Kwame and Cilic are into a first set tiebreak, but Kwame is leading that 4-1 just before the change of ends. Tabilo very much in charge of his match with Myshak. He's up a set and a break. Griekspoor has a set point in the first set tiebreak with Arnaldi. That's a real dogfight there. Talking of dogfights, one set all between Popperin and Spider. And Arnaldi has saved that set point, so it's 7-all now in that first set tiebreak. Over on the women's side, Sabalenka gets the break on Buzas Monero, so she is up 2-love. And Vekic is up 6-3, 4-1 double break. Navarro holds serve against Janice Chen. Claire Liu fighting back from a set down against Uchijima. Liu is up a double break now in the second set as she seeks parity in terms of sets. And it is Jovic to serve first at the beginning of this second set. Good return there from Alex Eala with excellent precision. And Jovic errs, so love 15. Everybody hit subscribe right now. It's the button just below the screen. Love 15 here. Jovic serving into the forehand of Eala, into the backhand of Jovic, which is decent from her. And Eala's just going to go long with that forehand. So 15-all. Filey Z 9236. Can you first of all hit subscribe on our channel? Just below the screen, there's like a button that says subscribe. If you've already subscribed, it'll say subscribed. But if you haven't subscribed, it'll say subscribe. And so please hit it because it makes a huge difference to us. Forehand return from Eala is not bad. Now she's on the attack. Can she put this drive volley away? She can. That took a long time to come out of the air. So Eala did well to keep her concentration there to get us to 15-30. Griekspoor has another set point against Arnaldi. 9-8, he leads in the tiebreak. Thank you for hitting subscribe. Backhand return here from Eala. Forehand from Jovic goes into the net. So a good start for this second set for Alex Eala, but she made a similar start to the first set when she had a couple of break points on the Jovic serve that she couldn't take either of them. Now, however, I think this will be the third break in a row for Eala on the Jovic serve. Backhand return. It's going to land in. Forehand from Jovic into the backhand of Eala, which goes up the line. It's a really good backhand up the line, though, from Jovic that Alex can't deal with. Griekspoor and Arnaldi are at 9-all now in that tiebreak. They will change ends again. Break point number 2 here for Alex Eala. An hour and 6 minutes on the clock. The first serve goes into the net from Iva Jovic. Kwame has 3 set points on Marin Cilic. Tabilo leads Myshak by 2 sets to love. Medvedev serving for the second set against Adam Walton. Backhand return here from Alex into the forehand of Jovic. Backhand again from Alex is going to go into the net. So deuce. 2 break points come and go. Popperin and Svider are 1 set apiece. Popperin serving first at the beginning of the 3rd set. And we have 3 break points for Popperin to fend off. Well, he's fended off the first. Griekspoor has another set point on Arnaldi. Cilic saves the first set point against Kwame. Backhand here from Eala into the forehand of Jovic. Backhand again from Eala cross court. Backhand from Eala up to the line. But Jovic is dealing with these pretty well until now. Now Eala comes into the net, does she? She's got a tricky smash and she can't deal with it. Jovic there defending so well. Eala up in that rally for large parts of it, but ultimately the point went the way of the American. Will the first sets go the way of Kwame and Griekspoor? They have set points right now in first set tiebreaks against their respective opponents. Walton has a couple of break points to get one of the breaks back on Medvedev in the second set. Griekspoor does indeed get over the line for the first set, winning it by 11 points to 9. Epic first set tiebreak, that one. Jovic puts a forehand into the net, so we're back to deuce. As for Chen and Navarro, oof, what a dogfight is going on there. Chen serving at the beginning of the second set. Deuce. These first 2 games have taken quite a while. Navarro had an epic hold, and now Chen is having a similar one. Well, Jovic as well. At the beginning of the second set. Chen has a game point to get us to 1-1. That's a second serve here for Eala to look at. Forehand from Eala cross court. That's going to be a short forehand for Eala. She's going to come into the net. Tricky volley. She's done something with that. And Jovic running forehand but can't pass because she puts the running forehand into the net. So we've got a break point again for Alex. This is her 3rd one in this game. I've mentioned the Eala volleys before. I mean, it was effective, I guess. Chen still not held serve just yet, and she's pegged back to deuce. Eala here with her 3rd break point, 1 hour and 10 minutes on the clock on court 14. Now, will Jovic get her first serve in? No. So a second serve for Alex Eala to look at on her 3rd break point. Backhand return from Eala. Good depth on that return. Now it's cross court into the Jovic forehand. Seems to be a bit less conviction on that forehand at the moment from Jovic. But nevertheless, Eala's erred. And the 3rd break point comes and goes. So we're at deuce. Chen eventually holds for 1-1. Jake, sorry, just seeing your question here. What a match. Thoughts on the players who are linked to the... Not particularly excited, but I don't know a lot about Emerson, sorry. And even Anderson, who everyone's very pumped on, I like him. But I think if you're paying over, even in today's market, if you're paying over £100 million for a midfielder, he's got to be one of the best in the world. Oh, double fault again from Jovic. For me, £100 million or more for a midfielder, and you should be buying one of the top 5 or 10 midfielders in the world. Is Anderson that? I know. Okay, break point number 4 here for Alex Eala. It's on her forehand into the backhand of Jovic, which is hit pretty well. Alex defending also pretty well. Trying to turn defense into attack with that backhand. How is Alex's energy levels? Because this feels like a pretty sapping rally from her side. I think she needs to get the break on this point. She might get it, and she does. And she screams with delight as for the first time in this match, she's up, at least in terms of a set. She's not up in terms of the match because she's a set down. But a 9-minute game, not too dissimilar to the opening game of the match when Jovic had a 10-minute hold. But Alex gets the break and leads 1-love in this second set. I've just got one or two doubts about Fernandez as well. I just got one or two. I mean, he is part of a relegated side, right? And he's not in the Portuguese squad for the World Cup. I know they've got a million options. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Has the Emerson deal been done, by the way? Is that confirmed? Yeah, Matthew, you might be right in terms of the English tax. Matthew's suggesting if Anderson was from Belgium, he'd be 30% cheaper. Yeah, probably. The English premium. Okay, Chen here with a couple of break points on the Navarro serve. 15. Oh, and Chen's got the break. 2-1. Oh, Eala missing that forehand. It did clearly miss, despite Eala wanting to just check it. I like the fact that I'm watching this Eala Jovic match and we'd have no idea that they're friends. Just because I'm seeing them being very serious about some of these line calls. And sometimes I feel with friends, they're sort of not as focused, if you know what I mean. But it feels like there's no... I know they get on very well, Jovic and Eala, but it feels like there's no love lost at the moment, which is as it should be in terms of a competitive game or match. Oh, double fault from Alex Eala. I think that's the first double fault of the match from her side. Love 30. Do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And it's going to go long from Eala, so it's going to be love 40 and a chance for Jovic to strike back immediately and get us back on serve. When and how did they become friends? I think just because they're on the tour, Matthew, together. I don't think there's anything more than that. It's not like Jovic was at the Nadal Academy or anything like that. In fact, I see someone in Jovic's box wearing, I think, a Mouratoglou hat, even if it says Mission on it. I do think it's a Mouratoglou hat. I think, but I could be wrong. First break point from Eala has been saved, so it's 15-40. But Eala's going to miss the first serve there at 15-40. Go around the grounds very quickly at the end of this game. Forehand return from Jovic. And as soon as she's on that forehand, albeit it's a backhand winner from her, but as soon as she gets on that forehand, it feels like good night Vienna. And it's 1 game all. Right, I said I'd go around the grounds. Chen is down a set to love against Emma Navarro, but has got the early break in the second set, but is love 30 on her serve right now. As for elsewhere on the women's side, we have Sabalenka up 4-1 on Busas Manero in the first set. We've got Claire Liu threatening to get a bagel in the second set against Uchijima. Uchijima won the first set by 6-3, but Liu is 5-love up. Good volley there from Jovic. That's from Eala at the net. Or good net coverage, I would say. That was more of a reaction volley. So love 15. So yeah, Liu is serving for the second set at a bagel on Uchijima. Vekic has beaten Tubello. I think that's the first result of the day. Vekic winning that one 6-3, 6-2 over the French woman. Any other women's matches to keep you up to date with? No. Men's matches. Medvedev won that second set 6-1 over Walton. So that's one set apiece, the Australian and the Russian. Kwame won the first set over Marin Cilic in a tiebreak. Grigspor, likewise in a tiebreak, won the first set over Arnaldi. Tabilo is up 2-0 on Myshak. Jovic missing that forehand, so she's love 30 now on her serve. Popperin and Svida are one set apiece. And Popperin had a lot of pressure on his serve, I think, at love 40, maybe in the opening game. But they are on serve at 2-1. Tabilo just saved a break point against Myshak at the beginning of the third set. It's a match, of course, he leads by 2-0. Yeah, I'm going to go Stan, though. Going to go Stan amongst those three. I get it with Gale, but it was not always the case with Gale, was it? In terms of like sometimes when he'd tighten up, he'd get a bit defensive. But he was flamboyant also on occasion, but just flitted between the two. Okay, Jovic here serving at 15-30, but it comes 30 all after an ace down the tee from the American. Janice Chen holds for 2 all. Oh, sorry, my bad. Novato breaks back for 2 all. So, just like Eala, Janice Chen's break advantage comes and goes. Jovic here serving 1 game all, 30 all. Backhand return from Eala into the forehand of Jovic. Now it's on the forehand of Eala, but she's going to go long. Again, once you get on that forehand of Eva Jovic, you're in trouble. And it's 40-30. So a game point for Eva to get to 2-1. Please do hit that like button. And if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe. Ace from Eva Jovic. She holds for 2-1. Who is your least favorite watch at present? I'm going to have to go through the rankings because, you know, I know players like Byers and Munar maybe get mentioned, but I don't know. I like Byers in a way. And Cam Norrie as well. But I don't mind. Actually, Cam Norrie, I think there's a bit of a fun element to him that I enjoy. Yannick and Zverev, I don't really rush to tune into their matches. Felix neither. Demonor. Maybe Demonor. Sorry, Alex. Taylor Fritz doesn't really excite me either. Hachanov. I mean, these are all the usual suspects, right? I like watching Lerner Tien, by the way. I'm probably not as invested in the romantic story of Vachereau as others are. But that's not really his tennis as much. Just, you know, he's from Monaco. So it's not exactly an underdog story, is it? If you come from Monte Carlo and you're coming from a super rich background of tax dodgers. Tommy Paul's tennis doesn't really excite me that much. Hugo Humbert doesn't thrill me a huge amount. Let's go for the other end of the scale. Those that do clearly excite me. Carlos Alcaraz, big style. I don't need to say any more. Ben Shelton, absolutely. I'll tune into his matches. Medvedev is still fun because he's as crazy as ever in many respects. Just doesn't get the results he used to get. Bublik, of course, wild but fun. Musetti is stylistically fun, and also, you know, has made a lot of improvements to his game this year, albeit we haven't seen it often enough on the court. I like Darderi. There's something funky about the way he plays. Lonatien I've already highlighted. Tiafoe, absolutely box office. Jovic for Keenan, maybe some people don't find his tennis that much fun, but I do. And there's obviously a story there in terms of him not winning an ATP title that I'm keen for him to banish. And Mute is just box office. So, yeah, those are the flip side on the men's side at least. Chen here serving at 2-3. So Navarro holds for 3-2. Eala looking to hold for 2-all. She was, of course, up 1-love with a break, but then she got broken back. Jovic then subsequently held from love 30 down. And now Eala at 1-2, 30 love. Except against Dan Evans. Oh, Feast is box office, yeah. Yeah, I think we've got similar picks, haven't we? Those four don't really get me going. Okay, Eala to serve here. Second serve at 40 love. We've got 100 people watching across our two streams at the moment. Please, all of you, hit the subscribe button right now. Good forehand return there, but Eala's equal to it. Now it's Jovic on the run. Eala there with a slightly unusual looking volley. And that's going to land just out. So Eala does hold for 2-all. Okay, Chen here serving at 2-3, 15-all. Oh, Walton is up a break in the third set on Daniel Medvedev. One set apiece there, but Walton leads by a break in the third. Eala puts that backhand return into the net. 2-all, 15 love. Sabalenka serving for the first set against Buzas Monero at 5-3. And Claire Liu does indeed bagel Uchijima in the second set. So they're going to go to a deciding set over on court number 9. Vekic is our first winner of the day. She won 6-3, 6-2 over Tubello. Ben ranks pretty highly for me. But the Llamas Ruiz match against Mute the other week was just so much fun. 30 love. Just the variety in points. And of course, there were some of the crazy antiques. But honestly, it was also the way the match panned out. And Llamas Ruiz won in 3 crazy sets. Jovic misses the first serve down the tee, which was aiming for the forehand or going down into the forehand side of Alex Eala as a lefty, of course. Backhand return here into the forehand of Jovic, which is pretty good up the line, but Alex just about holding on. Can she get to this drop shot? She can. But that's a really good passing shot from Iva Jovic for 40 love. No, I haven't, Matthew. No, I think all wins that Ben gets are a bonus, really. I think his draw is not bad, like at least for the first couple of rounds. Well, Collignon in the second round, actually, I'm not so sure, having seen that. That's a 60-40 in Ben's favour, but not much more than that. Good drive volley here from Jovic for 3-2. So no, I haven't, because his form is more miss than hit right now, isn't it? And clay, it's always, you know, he's never going to be... I'd be shocked if Shelton makes a French Open final in his career. That would surprise me. And then who would be third round? Greek Sport, Arnaldi, Muller, or Tsitsipas. Yes, so it's not a great draw, is it? From the second round onwards. So basically, I expected him to beat Merida, but there's too many 60-40s in there, because I think, let's say he plays Tsitsipas or Arnaldi, although Arnaldi's lost the first set to Greek Sport. Yeah. And what about after that? And I think he's in the same quarter as Yannick, right? But to be honest with you, if he gets as far as the Yannick quarter, that will be a huge win for me. Emma Navarro up a break on Chen in the second set. She leads 6-4, 4-2. Collignon, a very good player. Yeah, on hard and on clay. Yeah, she's a good competitor. I still think Coco wins. Maybe on a different surface in a different moment, but... Agree. Old Tsitsipas, yeah. I'm old enough to remember Tsitsipas as well, having a good, favourable head-to-head over Yannick Sinner. I feel like Tsitsipas won the first few matches between the two. Let me have a look. I mentioned that just because it's a possible quarterfinal. Yeah, in fact, he still leads the head-to-head 6-3. So he won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the first 6 matches between them. They haven't played since 2024, actually, which is the Monte Carlo semi-final that Tsitsipas won. But I think Yannick was sick or injured or both that day in the third set. Oh, dear. Okay, now things are getting very interesting between Eala and Jovic, because Eala is serving at 2-3 and it's love 30. Do everyone please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button just below. Okay, Eala's serving here into the forehand of Jovic. Now on the forehand of Eala, which is going to be a winner. 15-30. Alex will be desperate for the hold here. I might do a watch along for Learner TN today. I might. Oh, good put away there from Eala, 30 all. Do you play tennis, Matthew? I think you play a bit, right, Jake? Navarro here, 4-2, 40-15. Okay, second serve here for Jovic to look at. Oh, it's close to a double fault. Into the rally, but... Oh, a little net cord there, but for Eala. Still into the rally here. What a rally this is turning into. Oh, Jovic gets away with her court position there. She's going to have a look at a line. I mean, she won the point anyway. So she's got a break point. But she nearly was paid there, because look at her court position. It's not good, really, but she then gets away with it by just somehow painting a line there. And Eala puts her forehand into the net. So break point for Iva Jovic. Serves down the tee from Eala. Jovic on the forehand, which normally means bad news. Jovic on the forehand, which is terrible news for Alex Eala. Jovic breaks for 4-2. I still think Lerner on clay. I know he won Geneva with some good wins, but nah. I actually think it's a 50-50 against Gowan. Maybe Lerner slight favourite. And then I think he's probably playing Diaz Acosta in the second round, who's playing Zhi Zhang. And then if he gets to the third round, then he'll probably be playing Kaboli. Oh, what a forehand winner that is from Alex Eala. Pick that one out. Love 15. Okay, Jovic here, love 15. Oh, Eala just missing that return. So Lerner is on court 6. I'm just trying to see what kind of a break I'll get after these two women's matches. Janice Chen serving to stay in the match against Emma Navarro. 2-5 in the second set. Jovic missing her first serve by some margin there. Backhand here from Jovic, cross court. Eala can't get really enough of her racket on it, so it's 30-15. Good aggressive play there from Iva Jovic. It was a year ago, just over a year ago. I think it was on the Sunday, wasn't it, a year ago, that Eala lost her first round match to Arango. So she's yet to win a match at the French Open in her career. Chen is 2 points away from defeat. It's 30 all on her serve. Good return there from Eala, but then she puts her forehand into the net. And so Jovic now has 40-15. Inching closer to the win. Chen has a game point to get to 5-3. And the backhand return from Eala is going to go long. So it is 5-2, change of ends. When they return to the court, Alex Eala will be serving to stay in the match. Which is something that Chen just did. She served and held serve. So Emma Navarro now will serve for the match against Janice Chen. Oh, I've got some pretty clear thoughts on this one. I'm very much in favour of line judges on clay. Yeah, Chen's season. I mean, I don't really expect huge things from her on the clay, but she was also having some pretty rough losses on the hard courts as well. Interestingly, some tough battles that kept going against her. Why was he waiting? Why was he waiting 25 minutes? I'm confused by that. Agree, Matthew. Agree that the sort of 2022 Garin is not the same as the 2026 one, but it's also better than probably the 2024 one, if that makes sense. So if his sort of trajectory went like this, I think he's at least, if not peaking, at least coming out of a bit of a trough. But no, I'm very much in favor of line judges on clay. Electronic line calling not accurate enough, and B, it's just far too promoted by the. I mean that video that they did on clay, which was filmed in Werash, funnily enough, a couple of years ago, was just propaganda. And they only brought it in to just stop people arguing, and it's been effective in that respect. Oh, what a return from Jovic! Okay. So 15 all here on the Eala serve. Serving to stay in the match. Oh, and she's missed the first serve by some margin there. Mahatch will probably retire against Zverev. Was that a double fault from Alex? 15-30. So, Jovic now 2 points away from the win. And Jovic is going to have a match point. 15-40. It was a huge return. Once again, forehand doing the damage. Eala's got to try and stay away from that forehand, but in doing so, you've got to be hitting bigger serves because she can just run around it like that. And so 2 match points for Iva Jovic and a spot in the next round where she'll be playing Emma Navarro because she's beaten Janice Chen in straight sets. Backhand return into the forehand of Alex Eala. Now it's on the backhand of Alex, and she's in a bit of trouble here. She's in a bit of trouble as she's trying to defend and stay in this point, but she is still in this point. But that forehand's going to miss. And Iva Jovic gets the job done in straight sets. 6-4, 6-2 over Alex Eala. Alex Eala is going to have to wait another year to get her first win at the French Open, because she went out in straights last year to the Colombian Arango. This year, she's got out 6-4, 6-2 to Iva Jovic. Not entirely surprising. I think, yeah, it was a 3-set loss that she had, didn't she, Alex, a year ago to Arango? Not entirely surprising. I mean, the loss today, I thought it might be a little bit closer. And to be honest with you, actually, it was closer than the scoreline suggested. I did just favour Eva in this encounter. Her ball striking today was sensational, especially in that first set on the forehand side. So it's Iva Jovic against Emma Navarro in the next round. And Jovic against Navarro is a matchup we've seen not too long ago. I think last week, didn't we, in Strasbourg? We saw Navarro and Jovic come up against each other. But if Jovic plays like she did today... So yeah, Navarro winning that match last week in Strasbourg. Can Jovic get that out of her mind? It was a 3-set win for Emma on the Strasbourg clay. A nice embrace between Eala and Navarro at the net there. Sorry, Eala and Navarro. Eala and Jovic at the net. Just slightly the better players. I say the scoreline maybe flatters Eva a little bit. and is a bit harsh on Alex, bearing in mind Alex was up an early break in this set. And that first set was epic, wasn't it? 62 minutes, 78 points played, as Jose Morgado points out here on Twitter. In terms of the match, well, I guess the most important game of the match was when Alex is serving at 4-5 in the first set. She's serving at 4-5. She's down a double break, but she retrieves that. Also, the first game of the match, maybe, was pretty important when Alex had a couple of break points, but couldn't break the Jovic serve. She then goes down a double break, but gets those 2 breaks back, but ultimately at 4-5 gets broken again. She then goes up an early break in the second set, but that proved to be a false dawn. And Jovic ends up running away with that second set 6-2. Once she got back on serve, I did fear the worst for Alex. And Alex, in terms of her body of work during this clay court season, well, she's had more wins on the surface this year than last, which is about all you can hope for. She probably hoped for a kind draw in Paris. Well, it could have been worse than Jovic, for sure. She could have been coming up against a real clay demon like an Igor or Coco. But Jovic is ball striking today. Even if she doesn't particularly like the clay, probably a little bit like Alex, her ball striking today was just sensational. And Alex as well, the second serves were just being killed as Eva was able to run around some of those second serves, including, as we saw in that final game of the match. And that was that. And now we're going to have Eva Jovic against Janice Chen. Oh, Eva Jovic, Janice Chen. Eva Jovic against Emma Navarro in the next round. We will be back with Lerna Tien against Christian Garin. I'm going to do a watch along for that, which I'm going to set up right now. So please do join us for that in an hour or so, probably. Some of the stats, by the way, from Jovic against Eala. 3 aces from Eva, 2 from Alexandra Eala. But there was a few double faults that Jovic hit in there to gift some points for Alex. Alex got 68% of her first serves in. That is the kind of range that she needs to be in. I always like to see it above 70, but 68 is okay. But winning just 30% of her second serves, Alex, meaning she was always under pressure, as she often is on her second serve. And Jovic punishing that. Obviously getting quite a few breaks across the 2 sets. And ultimately, she prevails Eva. 6-4, 6-2 to perform well enough to get into the second round. Alex now, dust herself down and get ready for the grass, which is a much more favorable surface for her compared to the clay. She had a good grass court season last year. So she's got a bit to live up to in that respect. More so than the clay, for sure. And we'll see you for Christian Garin against Lerna Tien, which we'll have on the channel, as I say, in about an hour from now. In the meantime, do check out our sister channel, Talking United. I think I posted it in the live chat at the beginning of the show. But you can always just find, it's also in the description below where you'll find the link to that sister channel. Please do hit subscribe on that sister channel. But in the meantime, thank you for joining today. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well, so you don't miss out when we go live for all of our matches, including Christian Garin against Lerna Tien. As I say, it'll be in about an hour from now. Also get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about some of the tennis that we've seen both today, but also in the last couple of days in Paris. But thanks for joining. And you know the drill.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.